Hello everyone, welcome back for some more thrift store finds. Went out to the bargain outlet again, first time since I'm back from vacation. I'm going to try and go there a handful of times between now and the end of October as we roll into fourth quarter, get ready for Christmas, that kind of thing. Was kind of happy with what I got today. It wasn't a big blowout gangbuster thing like the last couple times I was there, but I only spent like 14 bucks on everything, so it was a pretty good deal overall. Still found a good variety of stuff for the Nintendo Wii. A couple video games to start. We have Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. This was a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of the House of the Dead, so I liked this concept. The Wii was one of the best systems for light gun games past the sort of CRT era where you had the actual like light guns and lots of good stuff on PS1 and Saturn and games of that generation. The Wii U then, as far as like more modern consoles, is probably my favorite for that genre. Battlefield 4 for the Xbox 360. A small stack of movies and DVD, not as much as has been there. Sometimes it's been like bins worth of stuff. Sealed copy of The Nanny Diaries, Over Her Dead Body, The Bodyguard. I actually want to check this one out. I've heard of this before, I've never seen it. The Gathering with Christina Ricci, so might have to add that to the watch pile first. Blue Hawaii, Elvis movie. Visitors, Fear Runs Deep. Munich, Death Race, the sort of Death Race 2000 remake thing here with Jason Statham. Never seen it. I've never seen previews for it. Never saw it though. The Detonator, probably one of the worst actors to ever grace a screen. Steven Seagal, Attack Force. Clint Eastwood, Any Which Way You Can. No Reservations with Catherine Zeta-Jones. This was decent. I watched this before. As far as like a rom-com, it was an okay one-time viewing. It wasn't like an instant classic, but it was okay. Next, this is a good movie that I've not seen in a long time with Jodie Foster and Liam Neeson. Nell, a definitely fascinating premise and one of those kind of tug at your heartstrings kind of movies. Then on VHS we have, narrated by Omar Sharif, Mysteries of the Pyramids. There's a ton of VHS there. It was kind of disappointing. We got this last couple here. Dick Tracy, the 90s movie, and Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. There were so many VHS there, but they were all the most common variety 90s releases of the most common movies ever. Like, they were just so, it just really weren't grabbing, and a lot of them had little stickers on them, so there's, when I walked in, so many VHS, but not a lot that was worth getting. Some music finds, we get into a ton of books. I always pick up some cassettes. We have some Miles Davis. If I see something that's either interesting or something I know that may not go for a lot, but is sort of like a safe pick, some Tina Turner is always a good option for that. Gwen Guthrie, Sarah McLachlan. We have Ben Stevens' Reservation Blues, one CD. There wasn't really much as far as CDs. As far as books, there were a bunch of these, got a preteen / young adult, 80s, 90s, girls books, that target audience. Cheerleaders, number 30 and 34. One I've actually never heard of before, The Fabulous Five. Found a variety of those. Never seen those before, and usually familiar with most of these. The Camp Sunshine Friends, Babysitter's Club, and The Gymnasts, a couple of those. A few more of these hardcover Barbie books. These are just a weird thing with these books. They, for me, at least in my experience, I've seen them a bunch of times. They've had big lots of times, and every once in a while, you'll put them up and they'll fly off over a weekend. And then sometimes a very similar lot will stay there for like 6 months and then move. It's one of those weird things, because a lot of stuff I can, at this point, kind of tell, unless it's something very surprising or something I'm completely unfamiliar with, whether it's going to go 24 hours after I put it up, or this is a thing that it just has to find its audience, the right person has to be looking for. And those Barbie ones, I can never figure out those specific books. They're weird. Then we have a bunch of fantasy, mostly, a couple sci-fi, but Cast in Courtlight, Eve of Destruction, Lord Fowl's Bane, some more Patricia Briggs, Bone Crossed, some Pierce Anthony as well. This series, I don't believe I've heard this before. I love the cover art, but Dungeon, volumes 4 and 5. really nice artwork and just seems like something I should be familiar with, but I've never heard of that series in particular. Some Catherine Kerr, we have The Dragon Revenant, we have Darker Angels, some more Catherine Kerr with A Time of Omens, and A Time of Exile, which I'm very familiar with that cover. Remember that, that's a 90s Keith Parkinson artwork, that one. Some Christopher Rowley, L.A. Banks, Cursed Death. Some more Patricia Briggs, Cry Wolf. What is with this book? I see her books pretty frequently in large lots, but if I had to pick one volume, one book in that series that I see the most, it is Cry Wolf. Always find that one, to the point where I don't even think I'm going to pick it up if I see another copy of it for right now, because we have multiples. Because what is with this one copy? I don't know, maybe early in the series. I don't know what the first one is. Never read them. We have some Mercedes Lackey, some John Ringo, Bean Against the Tide, Sarah Douglas Pilgrim. And I know this was a series that Amanda really liked, The Wayfarer Redemption, Enchanter, and Starman. Good series published here by Tor. I know she really likes that author. So a good variety of stuff, considering it wasn't like a crazy fill my car kind of thing like that last time. It was insane, but still pretty good variety of stuff. Happy especially with all these books that I was able to grab, and I'll be back out a bunch more times.